I was watching Syracuse and I just totally forgot. I apologize. I don't mean to take up your time like that. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We'll jump right into it then, Coach. 24 hours here after the Central game. Just maybe some quick thoughts on wrapping up that game as we move forward.
Well, I mean, getting a win is always a good thing, and especially when there's a lot that you can take from it and apply moving forward. I mean, we have a ton of work to do, obviously, in all three phases to, become the type of team that we want to be. And I'm confident our guys will keep working that way. We did some things well, and then there's some things we obviously need to improve on. Start with, the things we need to improve on. Once again, turnovers, we had 3. And it's really tough to win football games when you turn the ball over 3 times. And 2 were on offense, 1 on special teams. And so we've got to make sure that we continue to address that and emphasize it, in every single thing that we do. Ball security. The blocked field goal, you can pin that directly on me. It was about 4th and 4, 4th and 4.5. I felt really confident with Noe going out there and kicking it. But I think the more aggressive approach and probably a better approach for us would have been to go for it there. And I hesitated, and I think I reverted a little bit to NFL thinking, where you just, if it's a 54 yarder, your guy just goes out and puts it through. And the ball came out low. He had to drive it, and they got their hands up and blocked it. So, I just think that was a bad decision on my part to not go for it on 4th and 4. We were kind of in no man's land there. The return game was, we only got 1 opportunity to return it in kicks or kickoff. We only got 14 yards. We've got to improve there. We can't fumble the ball on our punt returns. Our run defense isn't good enough yet. It was better, but we weren't staying on our feet versus cut blocks. We weren't not always playing our responsibility. We tackled okay, but not good enough. And we'll get better there as we keep working on it. I think the thing that got me, there a couple runs where, we got cut and couldn't get to our gap, and that's not okay. And then, we need to find a way, and we will find a way to help our corners a little bit and not play them in so much one-on-one situations. Whether you're playing man, 3 deep, or a quarters concept, on particular routes, your corners are in man. It doesn't matter what the coverage is. And we've got to find a way to help them a little bit at times. We did in the second half, but just got to be able to do that a little bit more. I liked how we reacted at halftime. It was a tight game, and it was an opponent that was really fighting. And once again, we went in at halftime, made some subtle adjustments that the players did a great job of understanding. But more than anything, I think it was our mindset, like last week, our mindset when we came out on the field in the second half, and what we needed to do to get going. Obviously, we ran the ball well. We ran for 54 times for 296 yards. I think it's always interesting in college football how they take sack yards and put it against your rush offense. I mean, that's the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard in my life in terms of stats, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it is what it is. We still ran for 296 yards. We'll take that. And then, we were that last drive, 14 plays, 88 yards, 1 pass, the rest runs with Victor scoring. I mean, that's how you want to end the game off on offense, by just dominating. I think the drive was 8 minutes and 30 seconds. So that was good. And then I thought our like I said, I didn't think our run defense was great, but I thought it was better. They only had 2 explosive runs. We count an explosive run as a run over 10 yards. And so they only had 2 of those. And then we affected the quarterback. We had 3 sacks, but we also had 13 hits and hurries in the interception. So we were able to get some pressure. And then special forces, the good things we did. We blocked the punt. We blocked the field goal. We had the 27-yard return that got the ball on the plus side of the 50 for our offense, and did a good job. And then, our 3rd and 4th down percentage was good again. I think we were 15 of 20 on 3rd and 4th down on offense, which is 75%. And defensively, I think they were 23%. So 3 of 13. So those are good things right there. So, make progress. We came out of it healthy. Doesn't look like anybody is in a situation where they won't be able to play. It was good to get some guys back on the field. It was good to see Nigel Fitzgerald back out there. It was good to see Victor get some plays. Hopefully this week we have Rayonte back. Maybe a little bit of Kyleesh Hicks, and we need those guys. We need playmakers. So just now getting ready for a really, 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 really good Syracuse team. I don't know if you guys got to watch him play last night. I did, against Louisville, and they're a massive team on offense. I mean, they've got a 388-pound left guard. Their tight ends weigh 270. Their back is a Heisman Trophy candidate. Their quarterback is a 6'4", 220-pound guy that can run and throw the ball equally well. I mean, he's a dangerous runner. They've got, the receivers are 6'4", 6'5", and 6'6". So it's a really big offensive football team. And, it's going to take all we have to line up and work to get a win.
If you guys have a question, just go ahead and use the raise your hand and we'll get to you. Adam Giordino from ESPN Radio, go ahead.
Coach, when you talk about that height, how do you envision approaching that and defending against it?
You got to mix it up. You got to play some man. You got to play some zone. You got to get some guys over the top at times. You got to time your jumps. You got to get your hands on them to the line of scrimmage and disrupt their timing. You got to get pressure on the quarterback so that his throws can't be accurate. But they're a big physical group of wide receivers. And when you watch them, you're not only impressed by their ability to catch the ball, but they get down the field and they block really, really well.
Hey, Matt, go ahead.
You talked about the last drive of the game, but you were 15 of 20 on 3rd and 4th down combined. That keeps your defense off the field. How important was that? And was that great to see from an offensive perspective?
Yeah, I mean, that's 75% conversion. That's really, really good. And anytime you can have your defense sitting over there, resting while your offense is wearing down an opponent, I mean, that's absolutely what you want. And so much of that is being able to run the ball effectively and then get yourself into 3rd and shorter or 3rd and manageable or 4th and really short where you can go for it and then having success, and I think our players have confidence in what we're doing offensively. I know they certainly do in the run game. And I think they gained some confidence in the pass game yesterday because Zion, he completed 60% of his passes. He threw 2 touchdown passes. He had the interception at the end of the first half, which, that was not a good play, but it's a play he'll learn from. And as I said after the game, there's going to be some growing pains. But we certainly made some progress. And, we weren't bad last week on 3rd down. We were, I think, 44, 46%, 44, and this week a lot better. So we're trending in the right direction.
Roger, go ahead.
Can you talk a little bit about your receivers? I mean, do you see some growth there in them? Because you're going to need a passing game to balance out your run game. And can Nigel give you some of that not just blocking downfield, but some, pass game production as well?
Yeah, it was good to see Nigel back out there. He didn't play in our first game. He was still, working through that hamstring injury. But, he played 32 or 33 plays, maybe 36 plays yesterday. So that's a pretty good dose. And, you heard it yesterday after I mentioned after the game is blocking. But yeah, he's a big physical receiver, Dejan showed up and did some things. Jacob Flynn showed up and did some things. I thought that Aaron Turner did some things. And those guys are going to have to continue to evolve into, different roles. And Nick will put them in a good position to showcase what they do well, and then they've got to go do it. So you hit the nail on the head, though, man. If you can't soften a team up by throwing it, it gets difficult to run the football, and we need to be able to do that to continue to run the ball well.
Any truth to the rumors that you're going to come up with a couple tackle eligible plays for Val after the catch?
How about that? I didn't see the replay on the board because I was going to the next play, and then when I saw it last night on the film, it was awesome. I mean, he did he kind of high kneed it over a guy or scissor kick, whatever you want to call it. But I thought the best part of the whole deal is he had the wherewithal to get out of bounds knowing we were in a 2-minute situation. You know, it's like, dang. So maybe we slip an 80 jersey on him and throw him the ball a little bit.
Thank you.
Kevin Stone, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Good.
So last week you talked about Zion, being a freshman in college and just starting out. What did you see from him during the week in terms of preparation that kind of gives you confidence he'll be able to handle this role, the rest of the way?
It's really what we've seen since he got here, and it's just a calm, and it's a composure and a confidence, and he's pretty stoic young man. He gets things quickly. If he makes a mistake, he doesn't very often repeat it, and he studies his tail off. I mean, last week is his first week of school. He made every class. He didn't miss a class because we class check, and yet, every time he wasn't in class, he was up here just trying to get information. He was not bothering. He was asking Nick, give me more film. Can you show me this? Can you show me that? Can we talk about this? Can we talk about that? And every time Nick would ask him a question, hey, is this too much? Are we doing too much? Do you feel comfortable? His answers were always, hey, we're fine. We're good. I got it. And so, it wasn't just that he said it, it was his demeanor and he just gets it. He's a really intelligent young man, very, 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 very intelligent human being and a very intelligent football player. Now, that doesn't mean he's not going to make mistakes. He is. I mean, he's playing at a different level, but he's not going to repeat them very often.
Anything else for Coach today? Matt, go ahead.
You talked a little about your helping out your corners. How would you overall through 2 weeks assess your secondary play?
It's been good. I'm not one of those guys that panics when they catch, a 10-yard out or a 12-yard curl. If you start worrying about that when you're playing single safety middle defense or you're playing, off man or you're bailing, then you're going to start giving up deep stuff. I think, right now we've been able to keep the ball in front of us and make tackles, and that's important. I think yesterday we had some opportunities to go up and challenge them a little bit more, and I would have liked to have seen us do that. But once again, when I look at the defenses that we've called objectively, we've left them alone a lot. Now we'll roll up one way or the other every once in a while, and every once in a while on third down, we'll roll up and play like a 2 deep kind of concept. But, we've asked them to play a lot of man concept type of coverage, or man within a zone. And that's not easy to do. And I just feel like, we need to find a way to help them by rolling one way or the other and, get some help to them.
I will go back to Kevin and then Roger will close it out with you. Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, Coach, just on the matchup with Syracuse, in terms of how big this is for recruiting, especially these regional matchups, is there kind of an extra added weight to these types of games?
Not for us. We're just going to go out and cut it loose. I mean, they're a Power 5 team in the ACC. We're a non-Power 5 team that's independent. And hey, there's no pressure on us. The only pressure is to just go play the best that we can play, cut it loose, and go after it. And that's what we're going to do.
Okay, Roger, you can take the last one.
Just talk about your depth at running back. I mean, it seems like you have quality guys that you can throw out there one after another. Did you expect that? And I know Robert said going into the opener that he expected a big role for himself this year. I mean, is that still coming? Is he still showing you things?
He is. His role is rather large. Actually, it just doesn't always involve, running the football. And he will run the football, and he's effective running the football. But, some of those runs, he's in there blocking and doing a great job, he's been good in the pass game in protection. And I don't believe he's caught a ball yet, but he's done some good things in the pass game. So, we have 5, I was going to say 4 like running backs, and then Robert, who's kind of a hybrid fullback running back. And, I think that EJ is doing a really good job of using those guys. We all know what Nate's done. It's very evident just looking at his numbers. But when you watch Brian and Devontae, and they're like lightning in a bottle. Now they take some hits because they're not the biggest guys in the world. But when they can find that crease, which they've been able to find, I mean, they get through it in a hurry. It's pretty impressive. So, yeah, I like our group. I do. And it was great to see Victor get in there. And, that last run for a touchdown, I mean, he fought and he clawed and he scraped and he got it in the end zone and he protected the ball along the way. So that was a real positive.
Thank you.
All right.
Great. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate your time today.
Yeah, I apologize again for being late. I'll do a better job of that, guys. You don't need to be sitting around on a Sunday waiting for me. So
All right.
thanks, man.
Thank you.
Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Bye-bye.